I suppose we have another one of these
Yes, we
big
do.
moves here. So
We got
let's get into
a
it.
we got big moves here. This is from
Oh boy.
micechat.com, who got a hold of these. I don't really know, and if you know, Dre, let me know. But I don't know
Mhm.
how MiceChat got these aerial views. Um,
If I had to speculate, I believe the crew over there maybe knows maybe a helicopter pilot or two that could that could do this. Not so dissimilarly than maybe a certain friend to everybody on Disc Twitter, BioReconstruct. Which has been providing amazing coverage, by the way, of all kinds of stuff in Florida.
No, absolutely. Well, these are phenomenal pictures, and Mice
Mhm.
Chat continuously hits home runs. I know Andy Castro's updates on Dateline Disneyland. I've been preaching to the top of the mountains with his photos, and now
Unbelievable.
we got these aerial photos. And if you can see here, they've really dug into Toontown. I mean,
They
the
have.
whole land, any kind of cement on the ground. The trolley station, this whole food court over here that was in
Yeah.
front of the new Mickey and Minnie's
The
marquee.
gazebo has been completely removed from that area.
Gone.
The trolley station, like you said. I think, though, like the biggest thing that hurts me a little bit, not so much anything else, but those two fountains. They got rid of those
Yeah.
two fountains, which I thought were freaking spectacular. And it's just, that one hurts me, myself, personally.
That one does hurt. Now, I do think it would be kind of cool though, because from what I understand, and I hope this doesn't get cut. Please, 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 Disney, do not cut this.
Mhm.
But from what I understand, there's actually going to be a fountain where the trolley station used to sit.
Right.
And that fountain will give kind of like a little mini World of Color kind of fountain show that lights up with LEDs and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
think that the loss of the two fountains to make way for that really cool kind of World of Color light kind of fountain in the middle will make up for that. Now, look, here's the thing. It's not official till it's official, guys. So
Yeah.
just because Disney said that's what they're doing doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Mhm.
These cuts happen all the time. We've seen it before with other projects. I hope that's something that really does happen, though, because I do think if we're going to lose two fountains, at least have this one that's going to be like extra cool, and it'll kind of make up for it. But yeah, I agree with you. I really liked, especially the Roger Rabbit fountain. I love Roger Rabbit. I'm sad when I see anything Roger Rabbit leave the parks. I think he's a great character. It's a great franchise. It took Disney had a lot of balls making that movie, because that was not even back then. That was a really risque kind of film.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, 100%. That was a very risque film. And, the subject of things that are more adult, let's say, and Disney has been in the news a lot lately. But I mean, even Mike Lesnar and Roy Disney, when they saw the finished product, it was like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should release this under the Touch Show brand, and have a PG rating on it. And look, it was edgy. It was a huge risk. It was an amazing combination of kind of these Looney Tunes characters and Disney characters, which was not easy to pull off back in the day. And it's a great time capsule, and it's sad to see anything Roger Rabbit go, but alas, this is the way they want to go.
Yeah, and here's a close-up picture of the gazebo, or what's left of it.
Yeah.
The food court, all of this, everything in front of City Hall, it's gone.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely gone. Going down a little further, this is where the Mickey statue used to sit in front of Mickey's house.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. Completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the Roger Rabbit fountain used to sit. Also completely gone. And look at these pictures where all the pavement is gone too.
Yeah.
We're getting all new pavement, all new,
those trolley tracks have removed, and they just decided to go ham.
Yeah. There's the trolley tracks. Now this is interesting. This is where Chippendale Treehouse used to be.
Right.
And you can see it's no longer there. They got rid of it.
Right. So this is the big one here. It looks like they might be also doing some work on Donald's place, on Goofy's place. Looks like they may be, redoing a little bit of the Gadget Go Coaster, which we already kind of previously theorized, and now we're kind of seeing. But this right here has got everybody talking, right? Because the potential ramifications or consequences from this, the potential upside from this is huge. Because I think we have talked about it on the show multiple times previously in the past. this can now finally possibly provide that connection piece between Toontown proper and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which is right across the way there, and that is quite a big deal there. It's sad to see. I know. I believe his name is Jim Scholl, if I remember that correctly. Imagineer on or Imagineer contractor on Diz Twitter, right? He has talked about how he did a lot of design work for Chipperndale's Treehouse, and how he was sad personally to see it removed and stuff like that. And I think you have a theory around that, around what might happen to the Treehouse.
I do. I don't know if there's any validity to it, but I know Disney does like to be resourceful, and especially in this new age with JPEG and stuff, I'm sure they're looking for ways to kind of make the most out of what they got. The concept art for this new kind of reimagining of Mickey's Toontown shows a Walt Disney, like I think they call it a wishing tree.
They do,
which is going to be placed kind of where the current Toon Park was, next to Goofy's house.
It is.
Really cool, big tree, and there's gonna be like a grassy little knoll where people can sit, picnic, have a good time with their family, just kind of chill out. Look, they're removing the Chippendale Treehouse. I would not be surprised, and again, I could be totally wrong. This is my speculation. I wouldn't be surprised though if they took the at least the basic foundation, basic skeleton or whatever of that Chippendale Treehouse, and just sort of built upon that. When creating this Walt Disney wishing tree, I would be very surprised if they didn't do that. Now they might not. I don't know. I don't know what this wishing tree is going to look like, if it's more involved than the Chippendale one, but they have a tree sitting there already that's already built. I would be shocked if they didn't just, obviously they're going to have to adjust it and repurpose it and add to it and all that stuff. I understand that you can't just plop it down as is. I wouldn't be surprised though if that's the base for what they use for that wishing tree. And I don't know. What do you think, Dre? You think that's a possibility that they kind of reuse that?
No, I think it's very possible. I mean, you have all the design work, you have all that amazing carving of that tree already. I'd be surprised if they didn't use it in some capacity, or kind of infuse its essence, so to speak, into this new tree. I would be very, very shocked if they didn't utilize that resource, given that it's like, hey, if we're going to remove this anyway, we might as well make use of it. I'd be shocked and expect more of that kind of stuff as we get into this kind of value Imagineering kind of modality that we're seeing from WDI going forward.
Yeah. Now you have something that you want me to share. This is in regards to the connection, the possible connection between Toontown and Galaxy's Edge, correct?
Yes, and I wanted to illustrate this point because some people have disagreed. Some people have said that this can't happen, and while I do respect those arguments immensely, here's how it can. Okay, and here's how why it might. But if you look right here, you're seeing the points between Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Chippendale's Treehouse Toontown, right? And if you notice, the current drop off for guests staying at at Galaxy's Edge East at the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, right? Where that is at Galaxy's Edge West lines up perfectly with that. You see this kind of this retaining wall right there. That's angled quite perfectly in almost the kind of a length of a path that you could put there. Right. And that right there, that's your key about how to get people, even without moving any of these buildings or anything, from Toontown to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I've illustrated that right here. If you see that right there.
There you go.
That's how that works. That's how it can work. That entrance that has been in use ever since Galactic Star Cruiser has opened on the east side can be used on the west side in that same fashion. Right along that retaining wall as it's shown there, right alongside that building. And boom, right there. That's where these points could possibly connect. Now, you do have a maintenance road in there, right? But my thing is well, that maintenance road doesn't just extend from the top of the screen to the bottom. It actually goes all the way down to where Fantasyland meets Frontierland. and you can see those two doors on each side, right? That let in, that can open at will and can let in supplies or whatever else, right? You would have that same setup here. That's how that you could still facilitate that maintenance road, and you wouldn't have to do anything. And honestly, this pathway wouldn't even have to be that ornate or decorated. It could just be temporary as things kind of develop for the rest of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. What do you think of that?
No, I think it's 100% possible. Look, this is the thing. This is a trend I've seen with a lot of like Disney park fans, which is, I don't know. It's funny to me, but like they sort of have this mindset of like, no, that's impossible. That's impossible. Can't do it. There's a building there. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
And look, I understand the real world exists. I understand there are physical limitations to anything. I understand that. Mm-hmm. But if I were to approach these same people a decade ago and said, well, you know what? I want Disney to build a 15-acre Star Wars land behind the rivers of America, we would have essentially got the same argument. You can't do that at Orange Grove. You can't do that because of reasons. Because, there's buildings back there that Disney needs, and you don't understand Orange Grove. That's the thing. And look, Disney did it, right? They found a way. They moved things. They adjusted things. Same goes for Mickey Minnie Runaway Railway. Mm-hmm. Oh, but Orange Grove, there's a costume thing behind there. You can't move that building. Well, yeah, apparently you can. Apparently exactly what the hell they did when they moved it. And look, this is all malleable. They can adjust anything they want. If they want to happen, they're going to do it. Now, look, it's in Disney's interest to have some sort of connection path from Toontown to Galaxy's Edge. It improves the flow of traffic. It gets people moving. It's look, even monetarily, they can even add like Dre shows here with the walkway. They can even add ODV carts, outdoor vending along the way, selling you stuff as you walk through. Right? There's all kinds of benefit to this. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll have to bring it on another show that we do, and I'll research. I have a photo actually of the building that's red. That the pathway would actually come into Galaxy's Edge. Yes, it actually is. I believe, from what I understand, it's like a gate right there, or a door, or something to that effect.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to try to find that on my phone because it actually looks pretty cool. It's like a first order kind of thing. I'll try to find it, and I'll bring it up in another video so we can kind of break that down. But you're right. I think they built Galaxy's Edge with the idea that eventually there would be a connector.
Absolutely.
Eventually there would be a connector. And all this talk about this is impossible. You can't do it. You can't do it. I've been saying for years, nothing's impossible, man. And when Disney wants to do something, they're going to do it. And even going back even further, you can even say about like Hollywood Tower of Terror. You could have said the same thing about that. Oh, well, you know what? The Tower of Terror in Florida just has too big of a footprint. There's no way you can fit that in Anaheim. Well, they found a way to fit it, right? They redesigned it to fit it in Anaheim. So never say never. And this pathway is not a hard thing for Disney to do. And I think it's definitely on the table. Absolutely. Are we saying that it's going to happen for sure? No, we're not. But there's a good chance. And they've definitely considered it in the past, I believe. Well,
and look, just to end off your point, hey, I remember I think his name was like Walt Disney, and I remember him saying it's kind of fun to do the impossible. Okay. So, it's look, let's not poo-poo that notion. They do impossible stuff all the time. And here's why they might do something like this. Here's a map that I want to put up, featuring this is the bulk of Disneyland, right? We can see pretty much all the way from like Hungry Bear to Haunted Mansion area, all the way to Small World, right? Diagonal, okay. The parts highlighted in red are the current pinch points at Disneyland. Some of the worst that afflict Disneyland, but cross-referenced, juxtaposed with the pinch points that would be affected directly by a connection between Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Toontown. A lot of these would be alleviated a lot if you just provided that traffic, because right now people might have to double back, as you see below right there. If you're going from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to Toontown, then you're going to have to go through Fantasyland, which we know is a huge pain in the butt right now. especially as it butts up right against the parade route and stuff like that. You're having these problems now. Now, envision in your mind, think about it. You're going to add a brand new e-ticket attraction that's been hyped up for 4 years. At the same time, you're debuting pretty much a whole new land from scratch. Demand is going to be an issue. And they have these problems that you're seeing on your screen now. They might have a decision to be made here. Go ahead, OG.
No, and you're 100% correct. And it even ties into what we just talked about with Tarzan's Treehouse. Mm-hmm. They are making moves to remove the bridge for logistical reasons, to have more flow. If it didn't benefit Disney in any way to have that flow in these parks, why are they spending the money to do it all over the place with the Treehouse, with the curbs? They've been doing this for years now, systematically removing things and widening these walkways. They do it because it helps them. Obviously, this walkway, this pathway, this proposed connector between Toontown and Galaxy's Edge is in the same vein as what they've been doing for years in this park. Yes. They want better flow. It helps them. They want it to happen. So it's not impossible. It's absolutely on the table. And I think we're on the same page with that. I mean, it's definitely on the table. And maybe it won't happen right away. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know what that will look like, but it's on the table for sure. They're considering it.
It absolutely is on the table. If nothing else, just for the operations of it alone. Like you said, like you're getting rid of the kind of bridge extension area for Tarzan's Treehouse, and all of the areas on your street, all of them would be affected in some significant way, whether it be small or large, by that one connection point between Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Toontown. This is a no-brainer operationally, and you wouldn't have to spend that much money to do it, quite honestly. I wouldn't expect the most themed route between those two, right? Because I think they want that area in flux for when, because that point is an expansion pad between those two lands. So I do think they want to keep it kind of flexible, but expect these things to be connected. I might just put money on it right now. Might just put money on it.
Yeah, no, they will. It's going to happen, and we've seen a trend lately in recent years, and even just literally just the story we had right before this one with the Treehouse, of them systematically removing things to open up walkways and what have you. Right. You know, it's something that they're interested in, and that would be a huge that would alleviate a lot of issues if they were to do that. Mm-hmm. I would probably be right there with you betting money, Dre, right there on the table.
I think.